What is up, ladies and gents? You know what time of day it is. It's XCN time, and in today's video we're going to be talking all about XCN, the recent price action that we have been seeing here. I'll be coming up with a price prediction for where I think the price is going to over the next few days, and if you're an Onyx coin holder, I'll be giving you some things to still look forward to here on XCN, so be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Of course, if you are a new viewer, then welcome to the channel. If you do like this sort of content, hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you're a returning viewer, then as always, welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you all here. On top of that as well, if you're looking for a great place to buy or trade Onyxcoin, then look no further than the Onyx exchange. This is the exchange that I use for all of my trading because they have some of the lowest fees that don't require KYC to get started. And for a limited time only, they're giving every new user who signs up using the link down below a free $20. So if you want to make use of this offer, click in the link in the description down below where it says MEX. Fill out your details. It takes less than a minute to do so. Deposit some fiat or crypto into your account, and then they'll give you that $20 to trade with. So of course, link in the description down below for that. On top of normal trading, MEX even have futures trading here for Onyxcoin where you can long or short XCN with up to 20 times leverage. So again, if you want to make use of this, link is in the description down below. As always, thank you guys so much for your support. Let's get started straight away in this video. So back onto the price charts first and foremost, and we're just going to be discussing what's been happening here because there's been quite a lot of events that have occurred over the past 24 hours since our last video. Of course, we've got the annotations saved from yesterday, so it saves us a bit of time. As you guys can see, these were some of the levels that we were really looking for here because it told us whether we were going to be going up or down here on Onyxcoin. Of course, if I zoom out a bit, we have first and foremost this structure here with the two gray lines. This upper line here is a resistance that has been tested on lots of different occasions. As you guys can see, it was a really strong resistance, keeping the price of Onyxcoin in this downwards direction here. It wasn't a very nice resistance at all. It's like a final boss in a video game. Really tough to take out. Unfortunately, on this occasion, this upper resistance one against this lower support. Of course, the support also had a lot of places where the price came down to test it. Really nice test there, at least 3 different times when the price came down to it. If you have a look at the price action over the past few days, it was evident that we still saw Onyxcoin put up a good fight. Of course, as the prices came down to this level, they bounced off in good fashion. We saw a fake out to the downside where the prices slipped below the support, but buyers stepped back in to raise them back up. And unfortunately, with the news that came out yesterday, it tanked the whole market, and that was enough to push Onyxcoin all the way down to a low there of 1.7 cents. Now, what's really nice about this is that when the prices came down to this level, have a look at the market reaction there. This is very significant because you guys can see that as the prices came down to this 1.8 cents level, they did shoot underneath for a period of time. Remember that we're on the 1 hour chart, so we're seeing this on the very short term here. As the prices came below that 1.8 cents level, you can see the number of buyers that stepped in to buy Onyxcoin at 1.8 cents. They were really defending this main support that we had here on the price. In fact, on the 1 hour chart, you can see that in the very same hour, the prices got pushed up all the way back up to this support line here in gray. Unfortunately, it got tested as a resistance there, so we flipped to the downside. As you can see from this crash, the prices shot up with all the buyers buying at 1.8 cents. Unfortunately, we had to hit a resistance back where we used to have a support, and now the prices have come back down below 1.8 cents again. So not only that, we are now beneath this 1.8 cents level. We've tested it a few times as a resistance, as you can see there, and now we're seeing this small consolidation here in the price. And of course, this price action tells us quite a bit about Onyxcoin here. Of course, first and foremost, it's lost its bullish support that formed this triangle here. As you guys can see, the prices have been held up by the support now since the end of January. So nearly a month-long support there broken. We've also seen a breakdown below this 1.8 cents level, but we are consolidating right underneath it. So there's 2 main scenarios that I'm really eyeing on at the moment. Of course, this consolidation can be looked at as some sort of triangle in of itself. Of course, right now we can kind of actually see this formation occurring. So what we really need to see over the next few hours is a lot of bullish volume taking the prices above 1.8 cents. Of course, we know this level has been very well respected by Onyxcoin. Of course, if we can do something like this over the next few hours, this could be considered as some sort of fake out to the downside, and this would be the first step in reclaiming bullish. And this would be the first step in reclaiming a bullish trend here on Onyxcoin. Of course, if we see this little triangle actually play out, we would expect something like this as the price target. Not very high, but this would be quite significant because it would push us back above the 1.8 cents level here. And of course, if it can get back to this level, then the next battle for Onyxcoin there would be this previous support, which is now a resistance. Of course, we saw it even tagged as a resistance as the prices came down there. So this would be the next boss here on Onyxcoin. If we can reclaim that, then this triangle pattern is back on, baby. And if we can break out to the upside from that, this could still be a valid reason as to why Onyxcoin could be seeing that price target from this triangle there, which, if you remember from my previous videos, was the distance between the first test of support and resistance. And if we break out anywhere from this triangle over the next week, for example, it could send Onyxcoin up to 4.3 cents, at 104% trade to the upside if we are seeing this triangle pattern in play. But remember, these are some of the conditions that I'm looking for. Of course, firstly, we need to break above 1.8 cents, and then we need to break above this support, which is now a resistance as well. And once we can do that, then we can consider what's going to happen with this triangle. So that's scenario number one that I'm watching here. Of course, some reasons to support that are the fact that the market is bouncing pretty strong, considering what happened yesterday. Of course, if you don't know why the price is tanked here on Onyxcoin, it was due to the Bybit hack that had occurred yesterday. It was the largest hack in the whole of cryptocurrency history. $1.4 billion was stolen from Bybit by none other than North Korea. The name of the hackers were called Lazarus Group. They were stationed in North Korea, and they managed to steal 1.4 billion in Ethereum from Bybit. And of course, they did this by kind of fabricating the image that you see when you send a transaction over. Of course, when you type in the wallet details and all those kind of things, they managed to somehow replace the standard image that you would see, that you'd expect when you send a transaction, with their own interface that looked really, really similar, but it had subtle differences. And Bybit ended up sending that Ethereum straight into the wallet of Lazarus Group. And from there, they've been nowhere to be seen. Of course, they are stationed in North Korea. There's tons of things that people are trying to kind of stop North Korea from using the funds, and if you want to read more about it, there's a lot about it on Twitter, but yeah, really incredible hack there. 1.4 billion. Of course, that's why we saw the markets dump. But considering how bad that hack was and how much is uncertain about what's going to happen with that Ethereum and just the whole market in general, the market is holding up extremely well. So I have noticed that, and I do think we're closer to a market bottom than we are to a market top. Of course, sentiment has been pretty bad over the past few days. We saw this Bybit incident that barely moved the markets here. It did cause a few small crashes, but Bitcoin, for example, has been holding up extremely strong. This is a massive sign of strength here. And of course, there's a lot of Onyxcoin specific news that we're going to get to as well that would help Onyxcoin recover in this sort of scenario. Of course, scenario number two here for Onyxcoin that we could be seeing, let's just get rid of these annotations, is we continue to see a breakdown from this current trend here. Of course, if things are looking bearish still here for Onyxcoin, we could also see this triangle pattern break to the downside, and that should cause further pain here on Onyxcoin, unfortunately, to report to you guys. Of course, that would mean that, in my opinion, the prices would be heading down to somewhere around this level before we see the next consolidation. Now, this level is significant because, as you guys can see, we had this area as some sort of resistance over the past there in January for Onyxcoin. What's also very important about this level as well, if we get the fixed volume range profile on there, you guys can see that right now we're in an area where there hasn't been much trading volume at these price levels. So really between 1.8 cents all the way down to 1.42 cents there on Onyxcoin, there hasn't been much trading volume at these prices. So the theory with this indicator is that when we see these bars on the left, very small amounts of trading volume at certain price levels, we would not expect this area to be a good resistance or support. We would expect the prices to fall or rise quite quickly around these levels. So as you guys can see, we're entering a level now where there's a very small amount of trading volume. The next level where we start to see some significant trading volume starts at 1.4 cents here on Onyxcoin, and that's where I would expect to see the first level of support if the prices fall below this triangle structure that we're seeing on the very short term. Of course, the next level down, if this 1.4 cents level doesn't hold, would be this red line here, the 1.1 cents level. This has been a big area for Onyxcoin here. Of course, if we don't hold that, then we could be seeing the final price target of the triangle as the most bearish scenario here. And that price target stems from the first test of support and resistance. We can treat this breakdown in price as a breakout of this triangle to the downside. And of course, we would expect then to see a price target of 0.9 cents here on Onyxcoin. So if you are a trader here on Onyxcoin, it might be a nice idea to look at what happens here in this triangle. If we start to pump back above 1.8 cents, this would be a decent area to open along, in my opinion. If we break down from this triangle to the downside, if we lose this support at 1.74 cents and we start to flush down towards this level here, this would be a great place to open a short. However, if you're a longer term holder here on Onyxcoin, then do not worry so much about the shorter term price actions that you're seeing here on the screen. Of course, at the moment, things are not looking great, but let me tell you as a longer term holder, but never forget that when prices start to pump, they really will pump. And any pump here on Onyxcoin could erase weeks and months of downtrend. Let's just have a look briefly, for example, at what Onyxcoin was doing throughout 2023 and 2024. If you're a holder right now and you're feeling anxious because the prices are falling, you're feeling impatient, just remember what happened, what people who were holding Onyxcoin went through in 2020. And let's just say you bought Onyxcoin in April 2024. Let's say you paid 0.2 cents in Onyxcoin. You bought in this region here. Immediately after buying, you'd have noticed that Onyxcoin was in a downtrend, so your investment would have already started going down. But of course, if you have a look at the duration of this, you bought over here, you would have had to endure, look at this, you'd have had to endure 216 days worth of downtrend here on Onyxcoin. As you guys can see, we had this horrible downtrend on Onyxcoin that lasted forever. 216 days you'd have seen your portfolio go down here on Onyxcoin. And for comparison, if you'd have a look at the prices now, if you bought anywhere around here, for example, you have endured 27 days of downtrend here on Onyxcoin. That's nothing compared to what these people endured here. Of course, remember, their portfolio was going down for 216 days straight. But what would have been the worst time to sell at this point? Well, it would have been anywhere around this 216 days, because as you guys can see, soon after that, XCN started to rally, and in fact you would have completely recovered your portfolio here in just 30 days. So 30 days of pump basically erased 216 days worth of downtrend. This is how quickly things can switch here on Onyxcoin. Of course, this downtrend could last for 60 days, for example. Let's say it lasted for 60 days. That feels like so much time to see your portfolio decreasing in value. But given the fact that Onyxcoin has done these massive pumps, all it takes is 1 day of upside to completely erase 60 days worth of downside. This is what we're dealing with here in crypto. You just got to remember that. I know it's difficult when you keep seeing the prices go down here, but remember, it's the patient people who are rewarded. Of course, outside of this as well, there's plenty of reasons to still be bullish here on Onyxcoin. In my opinion, these are some of the things that I'm excited to hear about. Of course, we've got the first two here being we've got some bullish catalysts here on my Google Docs. The first two basically to do with the fact that Onyxcoin is deflationary. We have been seeing XCN burn. We have been seeing the Onyx team burning XCN with every transaction. That makes this token deflationary. That's reducing the supply here of Onyxcoin. And of course, if the demand remains the same or starts to increase, then we should see prices increase in the longer term. I expect any announcement of this from the Onyxcoin team, tell us how much they've burnt, for example. to be extremely bullish for the price, particularly if it builds some hype around it. Of course, I saw this with plenty of other cryptos in the past where a burn announcement, given that it's the right time when the markets are generally green, it is the best time to announce something like that. When there's greed in the market and not fear, then we really do see the pumps come from a burn announcement. So these two are things I'm looking forward to. Of course, we've had HTX and Justin Sun partnership. They've been granted some XCN, but we haven't really heard much about it. But again, I do expect the Onyxcoin team are withholding some information until the markets are more bullish to talk about this. Of course, we're also expecting at some point that we're going to get a Binance listing. Onyxcoin reached number 75 market cap for all of crypto there, and it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before we see other big exchanges starting to list Onyxcoin. And of course, the announcement of such a listing would be very bullish for the price. We've got the XCN Goliath mainnet on the 3rd of March. Of course, this is something that, again, they have not released that much information for, but they are building some hype around that on their Twitter. This is the date that we've got to look forward to. And if this turns out to be really good news, then this could definitely push the prices up here on Onyxcoin. Of course, at the end of the day, Onyxcoin is a US-based company. And so a lot of the stuff that they are doing, they have to bear in mind that there's still not clear regulation on cryptocurrency yet. But the Trump administration is working hard on that. And when there is clear regulation on crypto, what crypto companies can and cannot do, then I expect Onyxcoin to be cooking even more. They're probably able to release more information than they already have released based on the fact that they know what's illegal and what's illegal for them to do. And so this is quite a big one here. When we get some more clarity regarding the regulation for crypto, then we can see what Onyxcoin is really able to do with their token. Of course, we know they're in the payment infrastructure niche. We know they're trying to build partnerships there. They're trying to build use cases for XCN. We just need to know what XCN is allowed to do regarding these partnerships and what they're not allowed to do. And of course, this hinges on these regulatory approvals. So these are some of the bullish catalysts, in my opinion, coming for XCN. This is not an exhaustive list. If you want to give yourself even more conviction here for XCN, then go watch my video. It's called 14 Reasons Why XCN Could 14x in 2025. It should pop up on the screen now if you want to watch that. If you are holding XCN as well and you're not doing so already, be sure to stake your XCN. There's a video on this channel on how to stake your XCN. You could be earning passive income just for holding XCN. So again, that video should also pop up on the screen here. So just as a summary for all the shorter term holders out there looking to trade, this is the level that we really need to look for. If we're below this level, then this is bearish. Right now, we have a possibility that we could be seeing XCN pop back above this level. And if this can be used as a support again, as a springboard for the prices to continue higher, then this could be particularly bullish here for XCN. Of course, if this doesn't happen and we start to go lower here on XCN, then like I say, I would expect there to be a consolidation at roughly 1.4 cents here. Of course, this would be our first place of support that we'll be looking at. If that doesn't hold, then I'll be looking at roughly 1.1 cents here on XCN. So potential scenario over the coming days could look like this, for example, where we see a consolidation at this period. If we do see a lot of buying pressure down here, then that would be particularly bullish. What we want to see then is something like this, where the prices start to head back up to this level here. And that could be a particularly bullish setup for longs here on XCN. For now, 1.8 cents is the level of control here. Let's watch to see what happens over the coming hours and days. Of course, I am prepared for both scenarios and hopefully you are too. Of course, thank you so much for watching my videos. Do let me know down in the comments if you are still holding your XCN. And if you are holding XCN, are you a shorter term holder or a longer term holder? Let me know down in the comments. So of course, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching my videos and I'll see you in my next one.